What is going on YouTube? Lethal Foxy Grandma coming to you guys today with a brand new video, and today we are going to take an in-depth look at the top 10 best Call of Duty maps in the history of the franchise, in my opinion. Some of you guys might agree with this list, some of you guys might not. If you guys have any ideas for another top 10 episode or top 5 or anything like that, let me know down in the comment section down below. If you guys are new here, welcome to my channel, and I hope you all join the Foxy Pack. Let's get right into the video, guys. Coming in at number 10, we have Dome from Call of Duty World at War. I feel like Call of Duty World at War was overlooked and it was incredibly underrated as far as a Call of Duty game goes. It's in my top 5. But as far as the maps go, the maps weren't half bad. You know, I feel like the MP40, as you guys can see in this gameplay, ruled all guns in this game, of course. But at the same time, this map was small, similar to Call of Duty 4's Shipment. But it wasn't as small as Shipment, don't get me wrong there. Dome was that map where everything was incredibly chaotic, and when I got dogs on this map for the first time, I remember seeing my kill count go up so much, and I was like, wow, this is incredible. And I know that there are so many people out there that dropped 100 kill games on this map because the map was so small. And I feel like I had to put at least one map in this top 10 from Call of Duty World at War, because Call of Duty World at War was my first ever Call of Duty, and that's why Dome comes in at number 10. Coming in at number 9, we have Crash from Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Crash, otherwise known as Crash in my streams, if you guys watch my streams, you guys know what I'm talking about. Crash is one of my favorite maps in Call of Duty history. Obviously, it's in my top 10, but in Call of Duty 4, or also Modern Warfare Remastered, it is my favorite map in those games, besides Vacant, Shipment, and I'd say Backlot. Crash is definitely one of the most perfect maps to ever be put in a Call of Duty game, in my opinion. I feel like Crash is the perfect Call of Duty map, in my opinion. It doesn't make my number 1, but it definitely does make my top 10, because I feel like if you put this map in any game, it would do well. There's certain maps that if you put them in other Call of Duty games, they wouldn't do well, but I feel like Crash is one of those maps. The map is perfect for any type of play style. You can sit back with an M16, and you can pick people off, or you can have close quarter gunfights and you can kill someone with a shotgun or a submachine gun. It's just that good of a map, and that's why it comes in at number 9 on my list. Coming in at number 8, we have Raid from Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now, as many of you guys know, I didn't play Call of Duty Black Ops 2 when it first released. I kept playing Modern Warfare 3. But since this past fall, when I went back and played Black Ops 2, there were a couple maps that stood out to me, and Raid was one of them. Raid was one of the original maps that was put into Black Ops 2, and its close quarter gunfights really works out for people who like to run SMGs, but at the same time, you can hit some dank-ass 5-1s when you're running a sniper. The spawns are a little messed up, but it works for hitting clips. The middle of the map is pretty open, and the map is pretty open in general, but I feel like the middle of the map really stands out as where all the gunfights happen. And not to mention, this map was so good that they reskinned the entire map and brought it back in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And the best game modes that were played on Raid were Domination and Hardpoint. This is one of the most iconic maps in Black Ops 2 and in Call of Duty history. At number 7, we have Scrapyard from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Scrapyard was one of the smaller maps in Modern Warfare 2, and honestly, it was probably one of the best maps to play Capture the Flag on back in the day. Me and a group of friends would always run Team TAC or third-person Team TAC, and we go into games, and Scrapyard was one of our favorite maps to play. When you're playing Capture the Flag on this map, the challenge was fight off the noob tubes, win your gunfights, and where do you go once you get the flag? Do you go straight up the middle and go as fast as you can with about 1 or 2 people covering you, or do you go through the side buildings and try and make your way through the little alleyways that they had? Scrapyard is also one of the most iconic maps for trick shotting. As you guys can see in one of the bases, that you can climb a ladder and jump from the top of it and do a 720 no scope, little fakey, little some. I don't know what the trick shot names are called, but you know, I don't know what I just said. But yeah, you can do one of those, and you can fucking shoot somebody and kill them. But all in all, this is one of the best maps in MW2, it is one of the most iconic maps in MW2, and is one of my favorites. It was even so good that they brought it back in Call of Duty Ghosts, even though most people probably don't remember that. I know I didn't, because I didn't play Ghosts. I played like a week of it. It was awful. Coming in at number 6, we have Standoff from Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now, like I said before, I didn't play Black Ops 2 at launch. So, when I first got this game back in September, I thought, alright, well, let's try out some of the best maps that are in this game. Standoff is by far the best map in this game. Standoff is one of those maps that you can run any type of weapon and you'll most likely do well on the map. I feel like there's not many maps in Call of Duty history that are like that. Terminal is one of those maps. I feel like Highrise could possibly be one of those maps. Dome is one of those maps. Normally it's the smaller maps that tend to be that way. Standoff isn't that small of a map. I'd say it's a medium-sized map. And you can run around with an AR, an SMG, a shotgun, or a sniper, and I feel like you would do well. I feel like the only time where you wouldn't do well is if you try to run around with a riot shield. But most of the time, people who are running around with a riot shield are carrying C4s in this game. So it's not going to be that big of a deal. I was going to put it in my top 5, but then I thought about it and I said, I didn't play Black Ops 2 at launch, so maybe this should stay below my top 5 just for personal reasons. And that's why Standoff comes in at number 6 on my maps. This map was actually so good that they also brought it back in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Starting out the top 5, we have one of Modern Warfare 2's best maps, Favela. Favela is a medium-sized map, but if you get the height advantage on the map and you get on top of buildings, you get your one-man army pro, you be a little noob, and you get your noob tubes and you start shooting everybody and switching up the claymores and start blowing everyone up, you're going to win the match. That's just how Favela works. However, Favela was also a map where you could run around with an assault rifle and you could grab a shotgun as your secondary weapon, which should have been primaries, by the way, and you could run around the map with your shotgun also, because Favela was very close quarters as well in certain areas, especially when you would go through the buildings, go upstairs, and go through certain hallways. You would definitely have to be carrying a shotgun or a pistol in order to survive, even though if you carried an SMG, you would probably survive the same. I know I say it a lot on stream, and I've said it once in the video already, but Modern Warfare 2 has so many iconic maps. When I think of Modern Warfare 2, the first 5 maps I think of are Rust, Terminal, Highrise, Scrapyard, Favela. Any of those maps is immediately what I think of when I think of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, and that's why it comes in at number 5. At number 4, we have the second most iconic map in Call of Duty Black Ops, Firing Range. Firing Range was incredibly iconic that it was remade in Black Ops 2. The map was built for SMGs and ARs, but when Call of Duty Black Ops 2 came around, it was built for all types of guns. Now, in this video, I'm picking Call of Duty Black Ops 1 because I never played Black Ops 2 at launch, like I've previously stated in this video. The original Firing Range really gave you that classic feel of what a military practice facility looked like. In addition to the look of the map also just flowed so well, and it was always fun to play. The 24/7 playlists back in the day for Double XP were rated with incredible amounts of people, and I know we used to run full squads back in the day on Firing Range 24/7 and Newtown 24/7 as well. Before I start the top 3, I want to let you guys know that this is probably the hardest top 3 I've probably ever had to do. This was so hard that I went and I got about 20 people to give me their top 10 maps just to see where they ranked all 3 of these maps, and every single one that I got had these maps in their top 10. So I just decided to put them in an order that I liked, and this is what I came up with. Coming in at number 3, we have Highrise from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Highrise is one of my favorite maps in MW2. And honestly, when it got rumored that it was coming back in Modern Warfare Remastered, I was so stoked because I wanted it so bad. And unfortunately, we never got it. But it was brought back in Advanced Warfare, and although I did not play Advanced Warfare, I did do a video called Highrise versus Skyrise. You guys can go see that to determine which map is better. And obviously, the original Highrise is that much better. But this was once again, this is one of those maps where in close quarter combat, SMGs and shotguns ruled the world. But at the same time, there were certain aspects of this map that had never been seen before. You could get on top of one of the roof bases, and you could also spawn snipe or spawn, trap by looking through the glass at the start of the match and shooting your sniper rifle to try and get a clip. Coming in at number 2, we have Newtown from Call of Duty Black Ops. The first time Newtown was ever released, it was a guaranteed success. I remember back when Newtown 24/7 was a thing, along with Firing Range 24/7, like I stated earlier. And Newtown 24/7 was it was dumb lit, fam. It was the most lit thing I've ever witnessed, just because of how small the map is, and it was just so easy to get so much XP. The kill streaks meshed with the map so well. The map flowed so well when you were running your SMG or your FAMAS or AR, anything like that. And as you guys can see, I'm running an AK-74U, and I'm still doing well. The spawn trapping was insane on this map, but it really created something new for Call of Duty. For some, this map is number 1 on their list. I've watched a lot of videos, and I've seen a lot of lists where Newtown is number 1 on everyone's list. But for me, Call of Duty Black Ops wasn't my favorite game back in the day, and that's why it's not at number 1. If I was to rank this map on the most iconic list, it would be at either number 1 or number 2. But as far as like best maps, in my opinion, it comes in at number 2. Now, before we get to number 1, I want to put in some honorable mentions for maps that could have made the list, but I decided to leave off just because I felt like the list so far has been top notch, in my opinion.
Enemy UAV is airborne. We've taken the lead.
Coming in at number 1, we have Terminal! That's right, Terminal from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I feel like Terminal is one of the most iconic maps in Call of Duty history, from the memes, from the mission No Russian that was played in campaign, to just the map itself, that it's been remastered 3 times. Well, twice. It was rumored a 3rd time, but it's only been re-released twice. Once in MW3, and then it was remastered and put in Infinite Warfare this past year. The map, very similar to Rust, has become a meme on the internet as well. Now, I know memes have nothing to do with how the map plays, but I figured I'd mention memes just for my man Adam out there. Shout out to my man Adam Villa in the live streams all the time. Thank you, buddy. It was the map in Modern Warfare 2, and I feel like it was also the map in Modern Warfare 3 where you just didn't skip Terminal. If Terminal came up in the map vote, you picked Terminal no matter what. Unless you were against Dome or maybe Hard Hat, but most of the time you picked Terminal. I feel like Terminal flowed better on MW2 a little bit more than MW3, and they both flow so much better than Infinite Warfare, because Infinite Warfare is obviously a shit game, and we all know this. This was also at the peak where Call of Duty became mainstream. After World at War, this was the game that really soared Call of Duty into new heights, and MW2 will forever be one of the best Call of Duty games in a lot of Call of Duty fans' heart. The map was pretty level, besides the fact if you go out of the plane, but most of the time gunfights fall around C flag for domination or A flag for domination. It was either or. And then also people could also camp in the plane, and you know, over at mid hallway you get shot from the plane, and that was one of the coolest things as well. Search and Destroy was also an amazing game mode to play on Terminal. One of the bombs was set up inside the plane as well, and with that, if you set up claymores in MW2, whether you were defending the bomb from being planted or whether you were planting the bomb and defending it, if you set up claymores in the plane, you most likely had the round won. But guys, that's going to do it for this top 10. I hope you guys all enjoyed my first top 10 video ever on my channel. Do you guys agree with my top 10 list? Do you guys disagree? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, rate my video. Let me know what I did and what you guys liked about the video, what you guys didn't like. Let me know down in the comment section. Your opinion means everything to me. Follow me on Twitter. Link is down in the description below. I really do appreciate all the follows and all the tweets that you guys send me every single day. It really does make my day. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!